Hello, my name is Grayson Loupas, and this is Off the Grid Investing, Episode 2. So I'm a student at Grand Canyon University here in Phoenix, Arizona, and I just started working at Neighborhood Ventures with CEO Jamison Manwaring here at this company, and they're doing great things. How's it going today? Hello, my name is Grayson Loupas, and this is Off the Grid Investing, Episode 2. So I'm a student at Grand Canyon University here in Phoenix, Arizona, and I just started working at Neighborhood Ventures with CEO Jamison Manwaring here at this company, and they're doing great things. How's it going today?
Hey, it's good. I'm glad to be up here in the studio again, talking about real estate investing, entrepreneurship, all the fun stuff.
Oh yeah. So let's just dive right in. So a term that I hear from all my friends and their business majors and things like that is the term financial freedom. It's a popular term. It's thrown around a lot. Not a lot of people really know exactly what it means. So let's talk about financial freedom. I think you told me before that you actually became financially free through real estate, and that real estate provided that for you. So financial freedom is essentially, where you have expenses, but then your income, your passive income, outweighs your expenses, and therefore you no longer have to work. So basically, everything on top of that is earned income is kind of extra. So, in your words, what do you like? How did you become financially free in your life?
Yeah, so I really became in a position to become financially free from my corporate job. So I know that's not what a lot of people want to hear. Everyone wants to hear you can do it all in real estate. For me, I made some good income. I saved as much as I could. I invested it, and I invested a bunch in the stock market because I was working on the stock market at the time as an equity analyst. And I realized pretty quickly that I didn't like putting my money in the stock market, and started investing in real estate. And then I joined a company that got bought out. And through that transaction, that's really what kind of gave me the opportunity to either spend that money on something dumb or to try to buy an asset that generated passive income, or use that money to invest it. And I took that opportunity to buy a piece of real estate, and since that time, I have enough passive income now where all my expenses are covered, and that was a big transition for me, because you grow up knowing you're going to have to get a job one day, and once you get the job, you start working in the rat race, and you're trying to make as much money as you can. Then at some point you start saying, well, how do I get out of this? And that was a big turning point for me, because once that investment started paying off, I had enough money coming in every month so that I didn't have to work to pay my bills.
Yeah, I think that's a great message for people out there is, maybe you're working a job and you get a raise, or you get a bonus, or you get a tax return, something like that, and you get a little bit of extra cash. You have to fight that lifestyle creep of, okay, now I'm making more money. That means that now I can go get those shoes I've always wanted. Now I can buy that car. I can make the car payment every month on this Tesla that I've wanted my whole life. Things like that. You really have to fight that lifestyle creep, which is something you did. Which instead of, buying those things that you want, you had a little bit of delayed gratification. You bought assets that then allowed you to have more freedom in your life by becoming financially free through those assets.
Yeah, and it's super hard, because you get the pressure of the people around you. You want to keep up with the Joneses. You've always wanted those things in your life. And I got really aggressive. I was basically about 30% of my income I was using to live on, and 70% I was investing. And I knew that I was building a little bit of a nest egg, but I kept things pretty lean. And I also like to travel. I like to experience things, but I don't like having a lot of stuff. So I limit what I buy. And I was living in New York at the time too, so you don't have a lot of room to put anything anyway. So I was putting as much money away as I could. I bought my first building. It was a 10-unit building when I was living in New York. Started getting some good cash flow off of that. I really liked that transaction. That was what really converted me away from the stock market, which I know very well, having worked there. And I didn't like the volatility of the stock market. So if you want to try to make it big in investing and get a real pop, you can do that in the stock market. You got to be really smart. You got to know what's going on more than the rest of the people who are in the market to beat everybody else there. And does it have the potential to do that? Yes. Does it also have the potential to take your earnings down from the hard-earned money that you've put away, and in a given day have a 10 or 15 or 20% loss? Yes, I had that, and I hated that. It didn't feel good to me. Some people can do it. I didn't want to do that. So when I had the opportunity to buy this piece of real estate, my first project, it was 10 units. I bought it right, remodeled it, started seeing cash flow come from it, and I loved that process. And it was like night and day, owning a piece of real estate versus investing in the stock market. So for me, I was like, I want to do more of that. And that's really what got me going. But you have to start by saying, I got to stop spending. I got to stop caring what everyone else thinks about me. I got to put more money away, because ultimately I don't want to live my life working a 9-to-5 job, corporate job, just to survive. I want the freedom to do what I want with my time, to work remotely, to earn good wages, and to start making money off of the assets that I own. And it's brilliant, but you have to be disciplined to do it, especially at the beginning.
Yeah. So let's talk about, I know you, I think was it your second property in Mexico? I think your second property was, so you bought a property in Rocky Point, Mexico. It was an 8 unit and you lived in one, is that right?
Yeah. So I was working at a company, getting a really good salary, liked my job, and kind of out of nowhere, an activist investor came in, and it was pretty clear they were going to want to take us private, and they forced a sell of the company. And it ended up, initially I was not excited about it, but it ended up working out great because we got bought out. I had only been there for about a year and a half, and I got a chunk of money from the stock options that I had earned in that period. And from that and the sale of this first 10-unit building, they happened around the same time. And I had always wanted to own a property on the beach, and found this 8-unit building in Mexico that was a home. It was a single-family home, but the rooms all had their own bathrooms and private entrances. And the property needed a lot of work, but I knew that if it was remodeled the right way, you could turn it into a really effective Airbnb that generated really good cash flow. In Rocky Point, Mexico, it's a little beach town about 3.5 hours south of Phoenix. There's not enough units to meet the demand of all the people that want to go down there on the weekends. So I bought the building, spent a summer down there living on the beach, renovating it, and we opened in the fall of 2017. And it's just been a great property, generated really strong cash flow. And from the cash flow from that property, I've been able to, I didn't have a paycheck for 4 years because I had cash flow from that property. And that's when I started Neighborhood Ventures.
Yeah. So you became financially free by investing in real estate, but you made your money on Wall Street, and you made your money by being an equity analyst, which is something that you were talented at, something you were good at. You got your finance degree in college, so you went down the career path of going to Wall Street and make your money there, and then you invested your money in real estate. And I think that for a lot of people, that's probably the best path for them too, is, everybody wants to flip houses, wholesale. They want to make cash. They want to make their income in real estate and then invest on top of that. But that's not the best path for everybody.
That's what the gurus right now are telling you to do. Become a wholesaler, flip homes. And it's really attractive because everyone's like, oh, I want to get into real estate investing. My friends, the people who I know have done really well in real estate, they're pilots, they're doctors, they're salesmen, and they take their earnings, they spend as little as they can, and they invest in real estate. So it might not be what you want to hear, but you got to figure out where you're going to make your most amount of your money, where you're going to make the most money for you to live on, and then to save as much as you can. I was getting my hair cut a couple weeks ago, and my barber had on the table a Rich Dad, Poor Dad book, which is one of my favorite books. So I asked him about it, and he's like so excited about it. He's been a barber for 20 years, really good barber. And he said, I'm really excited now to start flipping homes. And I've heard this from people before that hear about Rich Dad, Poor Dad and real estate. And he was really thinking about transitioning his whole career to flipping houses. And I've flipped homes before on my own, and my family has. And it's a ton of work. If you go flip a house, there's a ton of work, ton of risk. You can do really well in it if you're into construction, if you know a trade yourself, if you have friends who are contractors. If maybe you're a real estate agent, you can find really good deals and you can contract it out. If you have some cash that you can put out there for a while and hopefully sell that house in that period, get a hard money loan. There's a lot to it. And what I told him was, don't think you have to do that to get rich in real estate or to build wealth in real estate. The way you probably most likely to do that is by continuing to be a great barber and saving as much as you can and investing in real estate. And that's how it worked for me. I think that's how it works for most people. But it's also delayed gratification, because you have to figure out, okay, where am I going to make the money then? Because I gotta find my way, and you do. You have to find your way to make the most income you can. It takes a little bit of time, but you can always come back to real estate if you have some cash to invest. The folks out there selling you a course on how to flip, to do these other things that you can do to get rich in real estate, there's a viable business there, but you got to realize when you get into it, that's a whole industry. We remodel our apartment buildings. It's a lot of work to find good work, good contractors, to find materials at good pricing, to manage that whole process, and it's a full-time job. So don't think you have to do that to get rich in real estate. You can work hard, make your money, invest in real estate. That's what I did.
Yeah, but you still want to be educated on real estate, even investing in real estate.
Yeah.
Right. You still want to have, even if you are a doctor and you make all your money at owning your own practice or whatever it is, you still, if you're going to invest in a piece of real estate, you still want to know what you're doing. You still have to educate yourself before you make an investment, because whatever investment you make, you want to invest in something that you know and that you're confident in, and you can't be confident in something if you don't know exactly what you're investing in.